All right, cool. So let's do it this way. You know, a lot of we've been having a lot of so-called mass shootings going on around the country in the black community, right? You just had the mass shooting here in Philadelphia. You had another mass shooting in Shreveport, Louisiana, during the 4th of July weekend, where 11 people were shot and like 3 people was killed. You had shootings, the mass shooting in Baltimore, where 30 people were shot, like 2 or 3 people was killed. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on and on. It's happening in our community. And one thing that I know with the drill rap and a lot of stuff that go on in these lyrics, right? We're in a time now where in the lyrics they say anything. Kill your mom, kill your sister, shoot the dad, leave the bodies in the house and sell drugs out the house with the bodies in it. That's how hardcore they go, right? And the younger generation is being downloaded every day with just that music all day long, listening to the little Durks and just all those rappers. You know what I mean? You know, then you got paperwork with these rappers allegedly snitching. FINESSE2TYMES posted had told. Lil Durk allegedly posted had gave up statements. Lil Boosie gave up statements. I mean, I can go on and on and on. The YSL crew, YSL Woody, and whatever their names are. All of these dudes are taking deals, and all these dudes are being like that little animal right there behind me. All of them are rats, but they portraying themselves to be gangster, gunner. Right now, I'm going somewhere with this. All of these rappers are so-called gangsters, so-called real niggas, right? But this is the thing. You're promoting this music and death, death, shoot, bang, and who you talking about killing in your music? You talking about killing other black people. You talking about killing other black people's mamas. You talking about pouring out other black people's sisters. So now what happens is the youth listen to this music, and now they believe that it's okay to go shoot up a whole block party and shoot 30 people because they listening to the music when they doing it. They listening to the drill. They drilling on their own people. So now, if you after your gang, you don't just hit your gang, you go in Baltimore and just shoot 30 people. I just shoot into a crowd. Here in Philadelphia, I get an AR-15 and I just go shoot and shoot 8 people and kill 5. I don't care. Down there in Louisiana, in Chicago, all the time. Here in Philadelphia, all the time. You just go and shoot in the crowds because you want some demon time. You want some real shit. So the question that I'm asking is, when do the rappers speak out against this? When do you start seeing a major campaign of all the drill rappers, all the musical entertainers begin to speak out against mass shooting and black on black violence? When are you going to see it? And if you don't see it, why are y'all still supporting it? Why are you allowing your children to listen to the music in the house? Because I'm going to tell you, like I always say, it's not the music that's the major problem. It's the normalized deaf culture that we celebrate in our community that creates the music in the first place, right? But this is the trick. You gotta listen, this is the trick, what they did. In the 70s and 80s, we had all kinds of music. What was going on in the streets? There was a lot of killings. A lot of killings in the 70s and 80s. A lot of drug dealing, a lot of horn, a lot of everything. But we didn't put it in the music like that, right? So what the enemy understood was we was using the music as a form of revolution. You had old school hip hop. You had old school R&B music that was promoting love and bringing the family together. Family reunion. You're my darling baby. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Make this a night to remember. We had all kinds of music that celebrated each other, that celebrated us and celebrated each other. Then you had reggae music, Burning Spear. Like I said, you had so many, Peter Tosh and so many different people that was revolutionary music. So what the enemy did was, he said, the stuff that they doing out in the streets in Chicago, Baltimore, and Philly, have them put it in their music. And watch, in the next 25 years, 2 generations later, that's all their children would know. So now, their way of life is only the music that you gave to them. Not the balance. There's no more balance. There's no more R&B music. There is no more celebration of life in our music. It's only kill, murder, destroy. That's the only thing our young people know. Our young girls, the only artists that they see is girls being naked. So they think they supposed to be naked. This is what you produce to them. They don't see nothing else. So now I'm asking, when does the rappers speak out against all of these shootings? Or the only music you can put up is about selling dope and shooting somebody. When you got your AR, your AK, who are you talking about shooting? Who was your ops? Huh? So when you hear police sirens riding through the city every day, who are those police sirens riding to? These are the things that the questions that y'all gotta ask. And they're not just to blame. The blame is the public. Because I'm asking the public, when do you call these rappers that you guys support to speak out against it? There need to be public press conferences of rappers in all cities telling these young kids that ain't the way. That ain't the way. These sites, they spend millions of dollars promoting death because the rappers can make the music, right? But then they got to put them on these multi-billion-dollar sites that put the music all throughout the world. And they make, all these rich people make so much money off of it that you don't even know and see. You just know the rappers. So I'm asking, when do we put the responsibility, you see something's going on now. When do we put the responsibility, right, on these so-called rappers that y'all support and to speak out? When is Lil Boosie gonna make his interview? When is Lil Durk gonna go and do a press conference and say, hey, listen, y'all can't be shooting up block parties and shooting 15 people. Y'all can't be doing all this stuff. This is a no-no. Listen, I know that crime and violence is gonna always be there. It's gonna always be a part of poor culture, right? But what we're seeing take place now is something that really never happened. Where you got guys just going into places where there's large portions of black people. And they pulling out guns with switches and they just open firing into the whole crowd without a care in the world. But when I'm listening to the music, I hear it. I listen to the music that my son tries to listen to in my house when I tell him to turn it off. But I'm asking the public, Boosie, you like to run your mouth on Vlad a lot. A lot of you rappers like to do a lot of interviews and talking. But when you going to publicly go and speak out against these mass shootings in the black community? When you going to tell these young kids that's a no-no? And when you going to demand that they do it? That's the question I'm asking. When is the black community going to demand that, hey, what you talking about in them lyrics, hey, that stuff is being manifested in the streets now. And y'all not just killing each other when you gangbanging. You shooting all kinds of innocent people. And it's happening everywhere, every day now. You shooting women, you shooting children. Nobody cares. Just hit them another album. And here come another album. And these multi-billion-dollar sites is promoting this music out to the world. When is somebody gonna say something? So the last time I checked, Dolores Tucker was right in '96. Because look at what's being manifested now. But when is the public on demand? All of these rappers is ratting. They all ratting. They all got paperwork. They all going to these gay parties. With these billionaires. When you gonna call it out? They all giving up statements. They all taking deals. Last I checked, they was gangsters. They was gangsters. So what I'm saying is, what's happening and closing with all these mass shootings, we should be demanding that your favorite rappers, these big rappers, need to start doing press conferences, speaking out against these mass shootings, and they won't do it because, watch this, y'all, they won't do it because they feel as though it'll be damaging to their reputation. But you have a reputation based off of killing black people. Your music is talking about killing black people. That's what you think about that, y'all. Let's get the witchcraft and sorcery out of our mind. Your claim to fame and your music is talking about killing your own people. That's what your claim to fame is. And we see it being manifested now in our communities all day, right? 30 people shot in Baltimore into a crowd. And I can just go on and on. It happens all over the country. LA, everywhere. Listen, I understand you're going to have gangster music, but some things just ain't acceptable, man, at all. And what we've been seeing now in the last 3 or 4 years with these mass shootings in the black community, you rappers need to take part responsibility for that. Y'all need to speak out, and y'all need to speak to these young people because these young people listen to y'all. You have the ear of these young people, and you need to tell these young people, you need to make them think before they pull out that Draco and shoot into that crowd of people. They need to be thinking because they heard your voice. They heard you tell them that that's not cool. They listen to you. So they tell you that they AK spray on the block all day. That's what they tell you, right? So now it's your responsibility now as a rapper to tell them that that ain't cool. And if you're not telling them that, then the community shouldn't support them. And we need to put pressure on these sites to actually promote that music. If they ain't gonna come out and stand in the gap and tell these young kids that ain't the way. So now I hold you responsibility, black community. You're responsible for it. It's up to you. Leave your comments in the comment section. Everybody that see this video, hit that goddamn like button, man. And don't watch this video and not leave a comment. I don't care whether it's negative or positive. I want to know what's your opinion on that. They have a responsibility. The same way we have a responsibility to clean up our community, they have a responsibility because they get supported by you. Leave a goddamn comment. Subscribe to Street Media TV, man. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.